should be up and running. Perfect. Aye, perfect. Everything running. Jade, how are you doing? How are you doing in this roller coaster of a market? It's crazy. Crazy what happened today, kind of, right? I thought what we could do in today's AMA, normally for the fundamentals, but then again, I did think let's have a look and a little bit of a talk at the general market at the moment, because I think we are all aware that the market actually took a pretty big hit today. Yeah, very big hit, honestly. So just let us do a little bit of not research, yeah, not really research, but let's just take a little look at what happened, honestly, right? Because as you can see already, this is the fear and greed index. This is always a good thing to look at if you want to see or get a little bit of insight of the market sentiment at the moment. And we are if you take a look at the Bitcoin fear and greed index, we are at a 11 at the moment. So this is extreme fear, as you can see here, extreme fear. We got to this point like in the past few let's say weeks and months. We were always in the numbers between 28, 30, something like this, as you can see here. So it was fear in the market, but it wasn't that bad, right? It wasn't that super bad. Market switched like yesterday. Fear and greed index showed extreme fear with a score of 18. Today, after the latest update, we had a score of 11. This is always the times in which you see the, let's say, biggest dumps coming overall. And if you're taking a look, for example, here, it wasn't only crypto, right? In general, it was also, for example, we are looking here, Nasdaq 100, just as an example, right? Normal stock market also took a pretty big hit here. So of course it's not as bad as you would say as it is in crypto percentage wise, but then again, you need to keep in mind that in the stock market the percentages are way less, right, compared to the crypto market. Volatility overall is way less in the stock market, so this is a rather big hit the Nasdaq, for example, the Nasdaq 100 took here. And if we take a look in general, right, Ethereum 2000, yeah, let's say roughly $2,280 right now, sitting at a price. Bitcoin obviously 30,800. So I don't know, this shouldn't be like super, yeah, took another little hit here. 30,600 right now for Bitcoin. And BNB, let me refresh, 306 US dollar at the moment. A rather big hit, right? Especially if we consider a few days before we were sitting at what, $380 BNB price. So yeah, rather big hit today, right? You can see it over the overall sentiment. If I look at other groups, some, let's say, investor groups as well, in which just a few investors all together, a lot of them exchanged into stable coins, like their bigger blue chips, Bitcoin, for example, or Ethereum. They exchanged into stable tokens. And this is what you see happening a lot in such a market, right? If you see this here, this it's not an indicator really, but just an overall market sentiment here. if we are sitting in this extremely fearful market, you will see a lot of people exchanging Bitcoin, for example, Ethereum, BNB, all the crypto holdings into stable tokens, USDT, yeah, whatever, BUSD, doesn't really matter, just a stable token. And yeah, tough market, right? But then again, this is something which I always want to tell the people, not teach the people, because most of the people are aware of this fact, right? But simply tell the people. We should be aware, just setting this sentiment here. Wait, let me make this bigger at a max, right? So if you're looking in the past, of course, as we all know, crypto is, as well as stocks, always riding in waves, right? And if we take a look here at the general market sentiment, so say for example, wait, let me switch this here a little bit up. Yes, this is better. So if we take a look at, for example, 1 year, looking back 1 year, right? We see that since December, the overall market sentiment didn't really, yeah, at one point it did exceed the score of 50 to the 60, which was in March, April, yeah, end of March, beginning of April, somewhere then. And then we never really were able to change the market sentiment from this 28 to 30, back from this 28 to 30. The last very good market sentiment we did face in crypto was last year during July, August, and then again after the market did cool a little bit off there, then again starting in October here until roughly November, right? This is also in this sentiment you see projects like really booming, right? For example, if we take a look at Evergrow Coin, they did launch somewhere around November. The market sentiment was still very, very promising. And also in this stages here, right, because this is the Bitcoin market sentiment, a lot of people just exchanged, for example, some gains, or were still a lot into the altcoin market in general, and especially new launches. This is when we saw projects really, really booming hard, right? If you take a look at the sentiment right now for Bitcoin, sitting at 11, which is honestly a super low score. If you compare this, right, this is basically back in September 2019. August 2019. Oh wait, my mouse isn't able to hit the right second. Here. Doesn't want to hit it. It was lower. It was around 5, if I remember correctly back then. Right, so 2019, there was this very, very big dip into extreme fear for Bitcoin. But then again, as you can see, like statistically, we are right now sitting at the rock bottom for the overall, at least for the fear and greed index in the market, right? Question I get a lot is, will this recover? Hard to say, right? Hard to say, as we all know. In the end, we are still in crypto, or let's say in the investment area overall. Some people, or a lot of people, expect Bitcoin to even drop below the 30K mark, more towards the 27, 28K mark. So I'm honestly, of course, ready to face it. But I also have honestly some money ready, right, at this marks, to just stockpile a little bit up in my blue chip holdings, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, that kind of stuff, right? because this is something people need to understand in this very fearful market. So another indicator is basically the percentage of private wallets, right, trading, for example, in Bitcoin. So normally we have like around a 10% volume coming from private wallets, and now I think today or yesterday it did move towards the 40% mark. This is always also an indicator that people are scared somehow, collectively, all together scared, and like go for a coordinated dump, right? Just being scared of what will happen in the very near future, and basically sell off, or not sell off, but exchange for stable tokens, and they hope to sit it out and maybe get an entry point below the point in which they sold, right? So this is basically what the people are doing. Am I concerned? Not really. No, this is something which we need to get used to, right? We never saw, as you see here, right, from the over general sentiment, also for Bitcoin, since December, we never really saw a very, very promising bull market for a longer period of time. As you can see here, for example, around 2020, we had this very, very nice sentiment, which is also an indicator, right? So basically, if you take a look at the indicator itself, if this pointer is way too low as it is right now, then the things happening aren't really. Yeah, you should take a look at them very, very from a further distance. Let's say it this way: if this pointer is like very a lot towards the max, like in the range of 90, 95, then it might be a good idea, at least for some of your funds, right? At least for some of your funds to get out, sell a little bit, because the market is in extreme greed, right? There's always two different sentiments. So basically what the people are doing wrong most of the times, if this pointer is like at the range which it is right now, a lot of people are selling, exchanging for stable coins, right? And if the pointer, then they basically leave the funds there, and once the pointer reaches this very, very high greed mark, then you see the real FOMO coming in, people just buying in at all-time highs and stuff like this, right? This is the moment in which you should normally at least start to DCA out or something like this, right? Don't make the usual mistake people make. They get caught by FOMO, as you would call it, and they invest at a very high price, and then because they are very fearful, they will sell at a very low price most of the times, with losses, right? Don't do this. Basically, now is a time in which I say, we're getting to a point in which it could be very, very nice to DCA in again, also from this sentiment graph here, right? But then again, will it dump more? Maybe, right? Maybe BNB will fall, at least for a short time, under the $300 mark. We never know, really. Like, the sentiment overall is not looking very good. But as we see, next update comes here in roughly 5 hours. So we will see, right? We will see. What does this mean for example, for us? So we saw, basically, or we know, banks is paired in the liquidity directly with BNB, or not with BNB itself, but with wrapped BNB. If BNB drops and loses price and value, then we will decrease and lose value as well, right? But what does this mean for us? Like, honestly, if you were, and I saw a lot of people doing it already with the recent buys, right? there are some seriously smart people in here. If you buy now, you have the potential of this double push, right? Double push in terms of the actual liquidity pairing dragging us up again. So basically right now we are sitting at, let's just say $300 to make the math really easy for me. If BNB rises to $600 per BNB again, then we will have in our chart an automatic 100% increase, right? And this is a lot. Without a single buy happening, we would see the double of the market cap, basically. Or not, but roughly, right? Roughly. So BNB would take us to a rather big roller coaster ride with it. And these are also the times in which this index changes, right? Because BNB cannot just magically get to $600 without this index changing. And if this happens, then you see the people coming back, which a lot of people acknowledge as this very short-term traders, and aping at various projects out there, right? They most likely don't do any research or something, but they basically invest all around the crypto space. And this is then the time in which the altcoin market begins, right? In which it really booms. So basically there's a lot of potential right now, especially also if you're thinking of Project X, the upcoming project for the roof fund, right? Of course. So wait, let me just do this. Hey, why is there no quick chart for it? Here, maybe here. So, AVAX, of course. AVAX, so basically the Avalanche chain, which Project X will launch on, also took a hit, right? Now sitting at $44.5 US. And this in itself brings a lot of potential, right? Of course, it is not super easy to launch a project in this kind of market sentiment. But then again, we are still a few, let's say, days and weeks out of the actual launch for Project X. But then again, if you launch a project here and have the liquidity in AVAX itself, right, you also have a pretty high potential due to this liquidity pairing. A lot of teams are scared of launching in such a market. I'm honestly not scared, right? It's not super easy, but we have the, I think we can pull it off. I am not really concerned about pulling this off. And if the market sentiment changes, right, we have the double potential. So let's take, for example, banks. With banks, we did launch, let's do it this way. We did launch here. The 18th of December was the actual launch day for banks, right? The BNB price at this time was $534.4 US per BNB. So right now, with this recent dump down to $306 per BNB, as you can see, we did fight from December until now, like basically roughly a 50% decrease in value, right? This is a lot, which you need to fight as a project itself. This is a lot. Don't forget, we did also have a rather big run up, right, with the 150x. This is nothing which just happens every single time in crypto. This is a lot to happen, this 150x. If you're talking percentage wise, very bad calculating in my head. Yeah, this is right. 15,000%, which is quite a lot. 1 second. Oh, now you should hear me again, right? Sorry, my 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 thingy here, which my microphone is connected to, was didn't want me to talk anymore. Yeah, what I basically said. It's not only, as I said before, crypto, right? It's not only crypto. Crypto will not die. You don't need to be scared about this one. Yeah, it's just people being very, very scared somehow, right? Somehow, and just dumping on each other. Mostly private wallets, like because the actual percentage of private wallets trading has increased by a lot. So nothing, I would say, we would need to worry about. If you take it like correctly, right? Investing in such times in which the market is bleeding always brings the highest potential, honestly, right? Brings a lot of potential for the future. And also for Project X, I am not really worried. Not really. The sentiment will change, definitely. The Fear and Greed Index will change again. And we will also see crypto recovering again. Nothing we should really worry about. This is something I think I dropped it in the chat. If you ever try to send someone 1 million in another country, for example, let's say, for example, I want to send from Germany to South Africa to Moneybin 1 million in fiat, right, in normal money, via wire transfer. I can tell you it will take, point one, a very long time. Point two, I will need to fill out a lot of documents. Where is the money coming from? Why is it going to South Africa? And all of that stuff, right? And now compare this part to, for example, sending Bitcoin, the same amount, 1 million worth of Bitcoin, to Moneybin's Bitcoin wallet. This is done in like 5 minutes. And this is the big difference between crypto and fiat. And this is also one of the main reasons, one of the very simple main reasons why Bitcoin or crypto in general will not really die off anymore or something like this, right? See, we don't need to be scared of that one. The adoption, the actual adoption is getting way bigger over time. Very big companies are getting involved into crypto. And I can tell you this is now the time, as usual, to position yourself, right? And to find some nice deals. So let me... Here, for example, let's just get here. They should have one. Oh, why is this so hard to see? Now better. In a second, I will adjust this. So, let's take, for example, 2018. I think we all are aware of this fact. Bitcoin really had, from 2017 until 2018, this very, very big run up, right? This very big run up. It was sitting like at the max, roughly 19,000 US dollars price. And then the market sentiment changed, right? It changed a lot. And you saw this dump going on until, let's say the bottom was roughly 3,300, right? And people have been really, really scared. Now, if you would act like not against the market, but against the usual market sentiment, and you would have started to DCA, for example, around this range in, right? DCA here, and all of these ranges, you would have accumulated a lot of Bitcoin over time, right? A lot of Bitcoin. And by DCAing in this general market sentiment, right? This didn't mean for Bitcoin. I can tell you, in the press, you saw a lot in the press. Bitcoin is dying. Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin will never recover from this loss and stuff like this, right? I think we are all aware of this fact. There was a lot going on around in the actual press there at this time. But if you DC8 here over the course of the time, in which, or let's say in times in which the market sentiment was very, very bad, like seriously bad, you would have hit a lot of profit with this blue chip right here over the course of the time. A lot of profit. And this is something which the people need to understand. Of course, you can get rich, or even rich, if you join in on a bull run. Let's say Bitcoin came to your attention 2017 at a price of 19,000. You did watch it, but you never really got in because you did think, price is still so low, right? And then you did get in again at, let's say, roughly 19,000, right? Basically buying the last all-time high and just catching up with the FOMO. And then you get this very, very big bull run here up until, roughly 60,000, 62,000. You would have made money, right? Good amounts of money. But you would not be like wealthy, like really wealthy, if you would have DC8 around this time. You would have made a lot of money. Always depends on the investment, but then again, right? For your situation at the time, you would have made a lot of money in this run. And then right here, when the market sentiment is really starting to look at this 90, 95, this super greedy market sentiments, then is the time to slowly get out again, right? Because this will switch. Definitely, this will switch. With every pump comes a dump. This is just normal. In stocks, in crypto, it doesn't matter. People will always take profits, and it will always create new entry points. So this just for, it's just crazy to see all of this like deep red numbers flowing around. It's really crazy. But this just as a kind of little advice, right? Don't be super scared. Just take a look at, in general, at the market, right? You are able to beat and outperform the market. We did it already with banks, right? When we did this 150x with banks, BNB was dumping on us. We did it already, but it's like you cannot control it, right? You cannot control when the people want to really get into a investment case. Right now, a lot of people are just sitting on a lot of stable tokens, exchanging Bitcoin into stable tokens, exchanging BNB, Ethereum into stable tokens, and even a lot of projects out there are taking hits additionally, like on top of this drop. They are taking more and more hits. But then again, nothing to be really scared of, right? You will never hit the right timing, right? So basically people telling you, yeah, it's really simple, you need to buy the bottom and then sell at the top again, right? You won't have this timing on point. I can tell you this already. You will not hit this timing. Maybe if you're lucky you will hit it, but if you're trying to invest, use this type of markets, especially if you want to invest long term, use this type of markets, DCA your investments in, and then you are set for this nice stages here, right? So how are we performing? Not super well, but at least it's holding off a little bit at the $300 mark for BNB, right? Yeah, it's like tough. Like with this dump, Bitcoin, etc. It didn't find any real resistance level, right? There was no real resistance level, and if you did take a look, I did take like a few hours ago a little look in the actual order books in Binance. It was crazy. The buys coming in, they were instantly eaten by a sell on top of it. Like really crazy. Not really able to find a real resistance level here to cool off the market again. But at least it did slow down a little bit, but you never know, right? I did expect Bitcoin to fall at the 30k mark at least, or under the 31k mark again, but I did not expect it this fast, right? It was like very fast, honestly. I did expect it in the next few days or the upcoming week, something like this, but not in like literally one day. One dump day. This is how the people in crypto tend to react, right? But are we worried? No, not really. But not worried, but I rather have something nice, something very nice to share with you people. Give me a second. Up. Here it is. All right. So this week, Thursday, it's the 12th of May. This week, Thursday, we will have the Project X core team over in our AMA, and they will give you all the details you need and will be there for basically all your questions you have in an AMA with us, right? In our Telegram, at YouTube, etc. And they will be here. I think I can already like bring out the actual like dates, the rough dates. So in this AMA, you all will be provided with all the details needed, right, for an actual decision if you want to join the seed round and private sale round, or if you want to stay away from the private sale and the seed round. The actual seed round, so the socials for Beast, at least for the BD Capital community, right? So for the BD Capital community, the socials will open after the AMA. So basically all of us are able to join after we asked all of our questions there. And then at Saturday, the 14th of May, the actual seed round will start. Of course, you will get all the info needed, everything needed with the max allocation and stuff like this for the seed round beforehand. But this is like a rough estimate I can already give you. Just give me a second. I will, of course, share it in here. They are already preparing posters and visuals for it, so we have some proper things to share. Oh wait, Sandra got something. My personal experience, every time I try to get the all-time low in some projects when was close to do so, I lost a dip. What I do when I see low price and I think that will drop more is to buy a little amount every 3 days or every week till I reach the amount of tokens that are... Yeah, exactly. Like, seriously, Sandra, this is a very, very good way of entering a project, because catching, as you say, catching the all-time low, it's not easy to do, right? I can tell you it's not easy to do. And you will only be able to do it if you are really lucky. Honestly, there is no way to control it really. So the best way to do so, to start your investments, is to slowly dollar cost average in. As Sandra said, set a certain wallet size as goal and then start to dollar cost average in. This is one of, or let's say, a way which I, as a financial advisor, and this is also financial advice, can strongly recommend to anyone out there. Right? There is not a lot you can do wrong with this entry method, I can tell you. Very good one, Sandra. Very good one to drop in. All right. So basically this, as I said, posters and everything will follow. All the details will be provided Thursday, the 12th. I will also set a timer. So don't wonder about a timer at the top. The timer will count down to the actual AMA with Beast. But I will stop the timer then again for our normal AMA, of course, right? Because we won't miss out on our normal AMAs. But then again, this very long timer, or let's say long for today, this very long timer will be for our Beast AMA. And the details will excite everyone in here, right? Honestly, can tell you. It's very exciting. And very exciting to work on the project. Seeing it progress step by step. I'm pretty hyped about it, honestly. Very hyped about it. MB, how are you doing? How are you doing? Did guys think about delaying the release of Beast token due to this market? It's more than a small deal. Like the actual launch, the pre-sale, right? We will watch the market, of course, but right now with the normal seed round and private sale round, these are fixed rates anyways, so we will just keep them going. They are there to fund development and all of that different stuff. 1 second. All right. But for the actual launch, we will watch the market, right? As I said, also as an actual launch, Benetzi, this brings a lot of potential. So basically, Project X will be tied in the liquidity to AVAX, of course, right? Because it is running on the Avalanche chain. Now, of course, Avalanche itself also took a hit, right? If we launch a project, of course, it will initially lack a bit of buy pressure, right? This is normal in such a market sentiment. We will see the way the socials fill, the way the interaction goes, right? We will decide it on the way towards launch. But it brings a lot of potential as well, because if you think, let's see here, 1 second. Yes, here it is. AVAX sitting at $43 per AVAX at the moment, right? And now also think of it, right? Launch is still a few, let's say at least weeks ahead from this point here. But if you are able to launch your liquidity that you raised, for example, during a pre-sale into a very, very low point of the actual pairing, then you have a lot of potential with the pairing dragging you up, right? Exactly. Release at the bottom. Then again, right, you cannot control it, especially with a launch, since you need to time a launch beforehand and everything. You need to set the things beforehand. You cannot time it with the market. But if you are sitting with the market in a dip anyways, and let's say in this very, very fearful sentiment which we are sitting on at the moment, then there is nothing really which is like super bad, right? You shouldn't expect a instant 1000x after launch, but you should never expect this with a project, honestly. But then again, the actual potential that comes with the liquidity pairing is crazy. It's really good, really, really good. So of course we will watch it, right? Right now, I don't think this kind of market sentiment, this cannot go on for a very long time, right? As Puppy did write in here, he has the feeling the market's gonna do even more. Yes, I honestly have the same feeling. I think we will, or I think it is very realistic to see Bitcoin hitting, let's say, around the 27, 28K mark, honestly. But it's always, you cannot tell in crypto, right? It might be that we find a very, very strong resistance level at 30,000 and things cool off for now. But then again, it could be the same as with 31 and 32,000. Bitcoin didn't really find a real resistance level there at any mark. The actual buys coming in, if you took a look at the order books, they were eaten instantly by sells coming in. So no way for Bitcoin to find a real resistance level there. But we will watch, right? We will watch. I'm sure we all hope it finds a resistance level again. Then again, if you take a look at the other way around, if Bitcoin hits 28,000, 27,000, I, for example, will definitely go out and buy more Bitcoin as my really long-term holding there in my portfolio, because this is just, yeah, a very good entry price somehow. But it's the same as everywhere in here, right? Don't be scared. Don't be like the normal market sentiment. We try to be smarter than the market, right? It sucks. We all do not want this market sentiment to be extremely fearful, but then again, don't make the mistake of following the market blindly, right? This is not really not good to do at all. Always try to stay on track. Chris wrote in YouTube, BNB jumped off the cliff. Yeah, kind of, right? Yeah, right now sitting at $303 per BNB. Let's see. We all know BNB and Ethereum and everything is orientating a lot in Bitcoin itself, but maybe BNB is able to find another resistance level. At the same mark, like Bitcoin 30,000, BNB 300 would be nice if they found a resistance level now and stopped the dump. Like, stop it, honestly. I'm excited about the market. I just wish I had spare money to invest when it goes even lower in the next couple of days. Yeah, definitely. Like, this is something I said before. This type of markets, if you are an actual investor, right? This kind of markets is like a you should go on a shopping spree, honestly. Of course, you need to watch the market and everything. But if you are a long-term holder anyways, as I am, for example, I don't try to actually hit like the bottom of Bitcoin by $500 exactly. I don't really care if I get in at 30,000 or 28,000. Right now, of course, my feeling is more towards the second, that the market is not it will not stop dumping at the moment. This is just my general feeling for the market. But then again, if you are an investor, a long-term investor, this is like a very, very big discount, right? A very big discount, especially if it dips under 30,000. This is also why I think at let's say at least at 28, 27,000, Bitcoin should really find another resistance level, and stopping this dumping spree it went on throughout the whole day. Because this is really a price in which I guess right now a lot of buy orders are stacking up. So let's see, right? Let's see. My birthday is 17th. Oh, nice. Just a few days out, right? Nice. Any any gift money is going into BNB, Avalanche, ETH, banks, etc. Yeah. Also a good way, right, of actually spreading out your holdings, right? This is also a very, very important one. But I like I like that you are like kind of excited about the market, because I see a lot of people which are kind of let's say depressed about such a market sentiment. Yes, it sucks, right? Don't get me wrong here, but for an investor, it is it's a very exciting time to build your bag. A lot of people are sitting there ready with their trigger finger for a buy in Bitcoin or BNB or that stuff, because it is just a good price, right? It's just exciting, my first bear market. But then again, right? So take Benetzi here as an example. So he's basically saying he is in crypto since last November. And now we are hitting like a rather big drop, like in a very short time. And also Sandra since November, right? It is very, very nice to see you guys not being scared, or like honestly not being scared, not running around like headless chickens, but just keeping your cool, and then also just saying on top of it, hey, this is exciting. I can I can build my holdings bigger this way. It is very, very, very exciting. I've been thinking of diversifying my alt portfolio even more. Yes, the prices are like crazy good, like all the way out there, right? A lot of projects took, of course, additional hits because some people did convert the native token of these projects into something else, and basically pulled out some funds. So the entry point right now is very, very, very nice for a lot of stuff out there. You can imagine my excitement when I put 400 pounds in banks, and in a week it was 4,000. Yeah, definitely. I can feel your excitement there. Now this is crypto, right? This is why crypto is super nice. You have the actual potential um, of 10xing, 100xing your investment. So this is very, very exciting, I can tell you. Thanks for my crypto virginity. But in your case, I started with play to earn when Bitcoin started to collapse. Yeah, I mean it's it's like funny to talk about this when it's over already. But then again, of course, at the time it did suck, right? Yeah, exactly. Just as Puppy says here, it's gonna back up. It's just a matter of when, definitely. So let me take a quick look. Poll looks alright. 78% yes. As I said, another like roughly 48 hours to go on the poll. See, do we have here? Why is it getting spammed so hard? Give me a second. I'm just taking a look. This looks okay. Honestly, this looks okay. Let's just open it. So this is basically now Meta Ruffy. We will just take a quick look here. I also took a hit, of course. Obviously it took a hit. See total market. Yeah, so basically the entry point, of course, also for Meta Ruffy. So basically the poll which is running right now is very, very exciting, right? It's always nice to use these moments to actually pull in. I can tell you. I think when we started to actually vet Meta Ruffy, it was at a market cap of 25 million, I think. I believe, like roughly, if I remember correctly. Now sitting at 6.9 million. So basically, yeah, it's a very, very interesting entry point. But this is throughout crypto, right? So let's see. All right, now looks all right. Avalanche. Need to go out and buy more Avalanche as well. It's too much to buy actually, right? BNB just doing its thing. 303. Yeah, basically don't be super scared, right? Don't be super scared. It might take some time, but then again, it's also exciting. Project X details will release soon. Thursday is the AMA with Project X. As soon as I get my hands on the poster, we will pin it in here for the AMA. And then from Thursday on, the actual socials will open for BD Capital people. You're able to just join in, snoop a little bit around there and take a look. Or not take a look, this is like not the right way to say it, but just ask any questions and stuff like this. And I really think you will, if you like banks, you will also like the Project X a lot. Can tell you, like a lot, right? It's a very well structured one so far, can tell you. Nice plans already laid down there, and we will see. I'm now already excited. So let me. I can't do it. I can't do it while we are in an AMA. But after the AMA, I will set the counter until the actual AMA with Beast. Of course, we will have our usual AMAs in between. Don't worry about this one. And as soon as I get my hands on all the different posters, they are getting ready right now. We will share them. A lot of details there, and then we are looking forward to the AMA with Beast. I think most likely the whole core team of Beast will hop over, or not hop over, but join in the AMA, and then you will get to know them. And the nice thing Can tell you already, fully doxed. Full KYC will be done on top. So very, very interesting. Can tell you. Very interesting. Did BTC just hit the floor and rebounded? Might be. Let's just wait. I see it's getting towards the $31,000 mark, so we will see. I think it did reach 30,400. It might have triggered a lot of buy orders there from the looks of it, but let's see. Let's hope, right? Let's hope it did, or it finds actual resistance now. Again, it's very important after such a very, very red and bloody day. All right, people. Otherwise, I would end today's AMA. We have some more stuff. What? I'll be selfish. Keep going down this. Yeah, I mean, it would be like best case scenario, at least for you, right? At least for you. All right. But remember the polls, remember the Google Sheet if you are interested, so the team of Project X can calculate everything. Just a quick disclaimer here. We try to get everyone who is interested in the seed round. Just keep in mind, the seed round is actually 40 BNB, right? It's capped at 40 BNB in total. This is simply due to calculations done. They are done. We cannot raise the cap or anything like this. We try to avoid it, but it might end up being a first come, first served, right? Because we cannot set the actual max buy in the seed round too low. People will get mad at the Project X team if you set it too low. If you set it too high, not enough people can actually participate there in the seed round. Then again, be sure it's only BD Capital people for the seed round. But more details will come. Just as a quick disclaimer here, right? We cannot guarantee anything for this kind of a early investment, honestly. But we will see, right? We will see. All the details will follow. Thursday is the AMA. Whole core team will be over. So you can ask anything after Thursday when the AMA is done. We will have the socials open of Project X. And then at Saturday, the actual seed round will start. And I can tell already it will end most likely a few minutes after it started. So yes, this is it from this side. And otherwise, don't get depressed in this market conditions. Take a look at Benetzi, Sandra. They joined in, or wait, another one was here, Jade. They joined in last November. They are not scared. So if you are in crypto even longer, don't be scared, right? Don't be scared. Yes, Scott. Yes, Scott. Full tokenomics, utility, everything will be released latest Thursday. I think even for the tokenomics and stuff. The poster, I will be able to share it beforehand, before Thursday. So you can think of any questions you have for the core team, which is joining us in the AMA. And full utility release always. Exactly, as Scott says, bear markets rock. It's exciting, right? How do you even get in 2 minutes? Yeah, this is like the hard part, right? We think of a way to structure it. Like most of the times it is done the way that you have a dedicated wallet and you make the wallet public. People start to send the actual funds to the wallet, and whenever it's filled, you can see it like on the actual transactions, right? If you see it, once it's filled, then it's filled. Any idea of time on Saturday for the seed round? Most likely 1 p.m. UTC, most likely. But also not confirmed yet, right? Don't pin me on this one. Don't pin me on this one, please. But just so you guys can, if you want to participate, also plan with it. Github player here, my fingers are primed, yeah. Why would there be a cap for seed money invested? You need to calculate the cap beforehand. You need to calculate the cap beforehand, because then again, you need to set up all the rates for tokens and everything. You need them ready, right? And we wanted to calculate it beforehand. We didn't want to have a super huge seed round, because it would lead to a very, very high market cap start and everything. This is basically the reason. And of course, max cap also, so we can at least guarantee the actual position for a few people, and not only, like, for example, 5 people fill up the seed round, which would not be that super cool for the other bankers. If it's filled, the overpay will go to private sale. Yes. So basically, if the seed round is filled, or let's say, for example, just as a quick, how do you even call it, breakdown? No, as a quick breakdown. Don't worry, the private sale and the pre-sale rates are good, as money been said here, right? Remember, these are completely tax-free. You get a bonus on top additionally. So if you are participating in the seed round, no? If you participate in the seed round, and the cap, for example, in the seed round is 1 BNB, you are able to send us, for example, 5 BNB if you want to invest 5 BNB. 1 BNB will count only for the seed round, and the other 4 BNB, which are overflow, will be automatically put into private sale. So basically, the bankers are able to fill the private sale themselves if they are able to. We will see. So all the overflow, which is over the cap or not hitting it exactly for the seed round, will go into private sale. So at least we can secure your spot there at the private sale, right? I think this is the fairest structure. The other way around would be, we will send the tokens back and then start the same thing again for the private sale, and then the same procedure begins again, and maybe you are not lucky enough and miss your spot there, which would be bad, right? We want to avoid this one. But then again, all the details will come. Venezia fully doxed now. Okay, but I need to I need to watch it later. Will the private and pre-sale round be with whitelist? Kind of, right? Because we have a dedicated wallet which will only be public once the seed round starts in this particular socials. So nothing you need to do on top of it. Pre-sale, not really sure yet. We didn't decide yet. We will see. But private again, I guess a lot of spots will be taken by BD Capital people already with the private sale. So we will see, right? Just as I said, don't worry if you are not quite catching, for example, the seed round overflow is directly going into private. If you send more than the actual max cap is in the seed round, then the overflow will count towards private. All right. I need to take a look at this one later, Benetzi. Now I'm interested, since you full dogs. Okay. But don't worry, Sandra, right? The pre-sale, we will think of it. Wait, let me see. If I lose the seed round, if I am bankers holder, will I have preference in the other two rounds? As I said, private round and seed round is kind of open at the same time. It's just about the rates itself. But for the pre-sale, we will discuss something. So because some people will miss out on the actual seed round or private sale, and then we will think of something of, let's say, for example, a very little whitelist in which these people can participate in the pre-sale guaranteed first, and after this only it's going public, right? This is like it's done usually with a guaranteed spot, of course. But I will talk to Project X team and we will see what is possible, what is not possible. But don't worry, Sandra, don't worry. Somehow we will make something work, right? Don't worry. Sorry for that. All right. Now, again, hitting this before, before HA drops in. We will stop the AMA for today. As I said before, don't be scared about the market sentiment or something like this. It will recover, right? As usual, it will recover. Thank you all for participating. And now I need to quickly check out Benetzi's TikTok. And yeah, we will hear each other again tomorrow, right? I think we can get positive again. BNB and BTC had at least a little bounce back here. Maybe we found the resistance, right? Let's hope for it. All right, people. Bye-bye and thank you all, right?